So we're continuing we're continuing on the 10-minute topics. The topic for today is leads management. So leads management means what you do with your leads, both incoming leads that come in. Somebody who raises their hand and says they're interested in selling. That could be a cold call, an outgoing cold call, or a text, and somebody says, "Yeah, call me." It can be someone responding to a postcard, or somebody responding to a pay-per-click ad. Um, but it's crucial that you understand what's involved in that. And those people raising their hand are gold, even if they tell you to that they're not interested. Um, and what you're trying to do, if you're investing the way we're investing, we're trying to convert that lead into a face-to-face appointment. If you're doing this virtually, you might be trying to actually purchase the property over the phone. For us, we're trying to get that lead to say, come take a look at the house and let us sit down and really get into it. Um, we have a pretty good script. If you want, we can share it with you about what to do with leads and how we speak to them. I think our script is fantastic, and we're going to get to that a little later. So first, let's talk about answering calls live is crucially important. If you send out a postcard and you get a call, chances are that person is getting multiple postcards. They're probably on multiple lists, and you may only have one chance to really get and talk to that person. So if they call and leave a message, if you missed them, you got to call them back right away. I think what's the number I have? If you call them within 1 minute, you have a 400% more likely chance to convert them than if you call them back in 24 hours. So answering calls live is important. We use a few services. We use a service now called Keener or Nexa. They're pretty good. Um, and obviously, if you have somebody in your staff to answer those calls, it's a big deal. One of the biggest jumps that we made in converting leads was hiring a full-time leads manager. So our leads manager's main job is to answer incoming calls and qualify or disqualify that person. Um, a lot of leads are going to call and you're not going to be able to reach them. They call in the middle of the night. They can call and just call and hang up. So we have something with a blitz where we're trying to hit them 15 times in 5 days. We're not perfect at it and we should be better, but it's important to know that you cannot contact someone who called you enough times. Everyone's afraid the person's going to say, I was interested in selling my house, but you guys called me 15 times. It doesn't work like that. If that guy has a problem you can solve, he's going to tell you when you speak to him. And if that guy's not interested in selling, he's going to tell you to go to hell. I've never seen a guy who really needed to sell his house who got upset that we called him too much. And we had people that I personally called before we had a leads manager 100 times. So it's crucial that you get in touch with that lead that calls you. Um, it's also important to have a phone system. We're big fans of CallRail. We use them. CallRail is a pretty inexpensive service. Gives you 10 different numbers so you can track different lead channels. So even when we send out different lists, postcards, same postcard to different lists, there's a different tracking number so we can track how our lists do. And it records all the calls. It's very important when you hire a leads manager, you can listen to their calls. We had a great leads manager and something happened with her. I still can't figure it out, but her entire tone on the phone changed from when she started. In the beginning, she was great, energetic. She was excellent, and at the end, when you picked the phone, it was like, "Hello, it's me," and no one wants to talk to somebody like that. And I don't know what happened. I told her she had to improve, and she didn't, and she doesn't work here anymore. We have another leads manager now. A CRM, obviously, a customer retention management software tool, is crucial. We use a Podio-based system, but it doesn't matter what you use. It can be a Google sheet, but you need to capture every lead that says, "I'm interested." If you don't have a system to capture leads, don't try and call leads. Have some system. Again, even if it's simple as a Google sheet, which is free, saved in the cloud. It's not ideal because you want something that is task-based where you're going to say, this guy said to call him back in 2 days and it'll remind you to call back in 2 days. But if you're using a Google sheet and you're using Google Calendar to remind you, more power to you, great. But have a system to capture the leads. There are different people who believe different hires should be your first hire. Some people say it should be an assistant. Our leads manager was our first hire. And I think that if you're getting too many leads for you to answer the calls live, or you're getting too many leads to really follow up effectively and you feel like things are falling through the cracks, then a leads manager should be your first hire. Scripting is crucial. We have a great script. I love our script for outbound and inbound calls, and it's based on um, Brent Daniels' 4 pillars of motivation. Brent Daniels has a great system called TTP, Talk to People, and Brent says there are 4 pillars of motivation for a lead, and they are condition of the house, time, how soon they want to sell, motivation, why they're selling, and what their price is. And we hit all 4 of those. So we'll ask them to tell us about the condition. And just logically, if it's in a crappy condition, if they say this is a knockdown, this is a gut reno, you got a better chance of buying that house than if they say I just renovated it all last year for $300,000. Time is a big factor. If they say I need to sell right away, obviously that's more motivation than if they say I really don't care. You called me. I don't know. I don't care what I want to sell. So, but even within those factors, even if they say I don't want to sell, they're calling you. There's a reason that they really do want to sell. But these are the things. So it's condition, time, motivation. Why? Why would you sell that house? So why are you looking to sell it? So again, if they give no reason, it's a less likely you'll buy the house. But if they give you a real reason, like I'm in foreclosure and I don't want to lose the house to foreclosure and I can still get some money out of it now, that's good. So there are a lot of good reasons. I'm a tired landlord. My tenants suck. My tenant just left. I don't want to rent anymore. That's great. And the last one is price. And we have a really specific system to get price that's been very effective for us. I'd say 80% effective. Before we had a system, we probably got price out of 10 to 20% of the leads. Now we have a very specific system. It's like 4-question system where most leads will give us a price or a general idea of what they want to sell for. And in my opinion, if somebody's asking for retail and you can't take a listing, or if they're asking for a retail price, that means full price, which you can't pay, obviously. We, as investors, nobody can pay. And they have somebody to list it with, it may not be worth going. But if somebody wants full price and they don't have anybody to list it with, we're going to go there and pitch them on a listing. And I think in 2019, we should, as a company, make almost $100,000 in listing commission. So it's another topic to discussion why I think everyone should be licensed. But getting price is a big deal. So my leads manager knows when before he sets an appointment, I want to know why they're selling for sure. You see, condition. You gotta understand something. If someone gives you condition, they can tell you, we get a lot of, it's decent, it's good, it's fair, and then we get there and it's disgusting. Or we get it's nice and it's disgusting. So they can only tell you their perception of the condition. Sometimes they haven't even been in there. We just made an offer to someone who hadn't been in the house in 25 years. She had it rented. They don't even know, she didn't even know the condition. But why they're selling, give me a reason that makes sense, and give me a price, and I have good ammunition to go on an appointment. So our leads manager knows, I need a reason and I really want a price. I know you can't get a price every time, but 4 to 5 times we can get it. So those are really the 4 pillars. Again, Brent Daniels is amazing. I recommend his stuff highly. You got to qualify every prospect or disqualify. And this really is a disqualification business. Most people that call you are not going to sell to you. And a lot of people that call you are not good leads, right? So you go through them and that's it. If they stink, we'll mark them as dead. So leads manager has to go through them, qualify and disqualify. That's the leads manager's job. So it's important to understand that you need a system for leads management. Right? I know people are starting out and they're thinking this is impossible, but if you don't have a system for leads management, like follow up with every person who has shown interest every 30 days, right? Follow up, and if they tell you call them in 3 months, call them back in 45 days. They tell you call you in a year, call them in 6 months. Whatever it is, always half the time. You need a system to manage the leads. It's crucially important that you have a system, both a software system to capture these leads, because it's impossible when you start doing this business to really remember everyone, but also a verbal system, a script system of what to say to them, and a system of how to follow up. Leads management is a crucial part of the business. You need leads and you need to manage those leads. Without that, you don't even have a business, to be honest with you. It's not just in real estate investment, it's in a lot of fields. Any sales field. You need leads and you need to manage the leads. And to haphazardly do it is foolish. You have to systemize everything. And we're big believers in having a full-time leads manager to run the system and to improve the system and to qualify, disqualify prospects, leads, and to schedule appointments. 10 minutes right now.